Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. Your host tonight is an Eagles fanatic.
I already know I like it because it's on a Philadelphia Eagle.
He talks about the Eagles even when they aren't being pulled.
Can't say enough good things. The only negative thing I can say is he's not a Philadelphia Eagle because we had a horrible draft. I'll always hype up an Eagle. Don't you worry, Fonz.
Make sure to ask to see a sweet thigh tattoo. Your host tonight, Colin, a.k.a. Thor Rudisill.
And from the UA studio here in Burridge, Illinois, this is Ultimate Autographs. How's everybody doing today? Colin Rudisill alongside Stephen Ryan, ready to get things going on this Monday afternoon. And hope you guys are ready as well because there's a lot to do across the board here. And I would say the number one thing I'm looking at over here on the wall has got to be the Red Zone Diamonds. We're only 4 boxes deep into that, and all the best stuff is still out there. That insane-looking Josh Allen helmet, the Chrome Flex Derrick Henry, the Terrell Davis Hydro Flex, Lawrence Taylor Flex, not to mention Michael Penix Jr. and Bijan Robinson, your little double up in that NFC South, Marshall Faulk, Jay Jettas, Barry Sanders. You got all sorts of great stuff still in that Diamond Helmet series. All flexes, all authentics, the premier series here at Ultimate Autographs. Outside of that, the Vault still got a Josh Allen Speed Flex, as well as a sick-looking Emmitt Smith Speed Flex and a Steve Young authentic. Micah Parsons and Nico Collins still out there. 5 headliners, 14 boxes. Still got 3 Vault keys, though, so 8 and 14 at the end of the day. Practice squad, we're still searching for 4 authentic helmets, including that sick Tyreek Hill Rave authentic. My favorite Rave so far, that Dolphins one.
It's clean.
It's
awesome.
Clean. Brian Dawkins is in there too. That's on a licensed jersey, by the way, and an Emmitt Smith football. So, I mean, there's your double up in the NFC East. Looking at that, we have 17 boxes, 8 headliners, about a 50% chance in the practice squad. 1 and 4. Hulk Hogan Funko Pop, the Erling Haaland soccer ball, the Larry Bird warm-up jerseys. That's the warm-up jacket, I should say, the jumpsuit. David Ortiz baseball bat, and Steve Yzerman back in the room on the hockey helmet. We are officially through basketball season and hockey season now. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit today. Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Chelios, Ronald Acuna, and Dame Lil all in the 1 and 4 still, so plenty of big hits, especially in the everything else baseball and basketball section. 17 boxes, 9 headliners, and that better than a 50% chance. Loaded up in the jerseys still, coming to a close in the minis, the last 3 headliners in the final 11 boxes. The black and blue half and half still has a Drew Brees Chrome Flex. Thing looks insane. Marshall Faulk, I believe, is on a Chrome Flex as well. Steve Young authentic. Edgerrin James, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Jacobs. Half and half implies, guys, half authentics, half speed flexes. We're sitting at the final 10 boxes, 6 headliners left. We know at least 2 of them are flexes. I believe that covers everything. Steven,
Colin,
are you ready to go?
I am ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
What if I talk like that the whole show?
Pacing yourself?
Yeah. Please.
I've
Drop me.
definitely watched The Herd a few
know,
times, and like he's like just like the way he says words to like get to the commercial break. He's like, "Yeah, that was a fun game." It's like, oh, okay.
We are about to head to commercial break. All right, we'll be right back. There's a link to the live breaks page, guys. You want to get into those breaks, that is where you have to go. We got a couple of things we got to take care of first and foremost, starting with our dice roll. This is going to determine the amount of times we randomize everybody's names for their division. Needs to be at least a 6 or higher. Did that click? I don't think it did. Oh, God. I should have just said it clicked. 12 on the dice roll. I stayed exactly the same. That's why I was like, did it click?
Right.
12, I guess. Hey, Calvin. What's the hot break to hop into? I'll tell you what it is, because it's going to be the chase today. Let's make it the diamond helmets. I'm going to say diamonds, and we'll toss on that. We'll throw on that 1 and 4 too. And that'll be a separate wheel spin, guys. So diamonds and 1 and 4. Either one you guys want to go to. And I know Steve and I were talking right before the show. We have 2 guys that are in the quad box break. Now, this could close. Do you know who they are?
The quad box break for the 1 and 4, right? We have in that one, we got Tim Antonelli and Scott Freed.
So Scott and Tim, if you guys are out there and you guys would rather just take your 2 spots and we run a double box break for you guys, so you'll each have 2 spots in a double box break. We'll open up 2 boxes. You'll each have 2 entries for that 1 and 4 chase wheel spin. We can do that for you, or you guys can try to wait out this quad box break in the 1 and 4. It's entirely up to you.
Or a third option, if you just want to take a shot at whatever's left, you guys can have your own single to yourself.
That's true. Each of you
if
can
it
have your own
interests
single.
So those are both options. Just depends on what you guys want to do.
Yeah, or we can let it sit here. It's entirely up to you. We'll see. But let me know if you guys are out there. For Ronnie, I would definitely say the hot break's the diamonds right now, personally. And the reason I say that is basically every major headliner is still out there. I believe the only one's gone, or the only one gone, is that Jamar Chase. So that crazy looking chrome flex Josh Allen with the red visor, the reigning MVP, that is a sick lid. I've not seen a chrome flex quite like this for the Buffalo Bills quarterback. Thing is awesome, still out there. This is also kind of a crazy looking helmet. The Derrick Henry chrome flex, that's still out there and alive for the 2,000-yard rusher, one of the best running backs of all time. Terrell Davis on that 2-tone Hydro Flex, still alive and out there. We got double ups. If you're a Falcon fan, Michael Penix, that's the future, man. I really feel like Michael Penix is going to make a splash in the NFL this year. And Bijan Robinson's probably going to help him out. Rave Authentic still out there for Bijan. That NFC North double up still alive too. Jay Jettas and Barry Sanders. You got one of the best receivers in the game today. And probably the best running back of all time. The Lawrence Taylor Speed Flex is still out there on that old school Giants lid. And then Marshall Faulk still alive. So every single photoed headliner outside of Jamar Chase still alive in the diamonds. And I believe every single listed headliner besides Dwight Freeney. So Jim Kelly still out there and Donnie Mack still out there. So that is the diamond helmets. Let me see if we have videos of any of these. We don't in the quad, but we might in the single.
Oh, for the diamonds, I have no videos, unfortunately.
No videos? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 6 to go, though, in that quad box break. 5 to go in the double. So both of these are moving again. You'll get your name in ×4 into that chase wheel spin for every spot you have in the quad, ×2 for every spot you have in the double. I'll drop in both of these because they are getting relatively close. Pardon my misclick. But that is probably the hot series to play for the biggest hits that are still out there. The diamond helmets, especially since it's part of the chase. However, other big ones, we'll talk about the 1 and 4 real quick. The 1 and 4, the football hits are gone, but a lot of the big hits in the everything else especially are still there, including Hulk Hogan on this kind of big Funko Pop case for the first ever WrestleMania champion, one of the biggest stars WWE ever had. Kind of was the first star WWE ever had. And obviously, when you're thinking of pro wrestling, one of the first people you think of. We've also still got the Erling Haaland soccer ball. He's kind of leading football into the future with Man City. See where he ends up after the season's over. We're still looking for Larry Bird on the warm-ups here. I do not need the best viewers. Get out of here. We've already got them. Larry Bird on the warm-up jacket here, guys. Legendary stuff, obviously, from Larry Legend. We got a Tom Brady baseball bat in this one and a Tom Brady helmet. They're both gone, but I don't think I've ever seen a Tom Brady baseball bat before. He was a baseball player, potentially. Chose football. That seems crazy to me,
Yeah.
but people do it. Jeff Samardzija, I think, did it right.
Yeah. Kyler Murray did it wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I guess whatever you'd rather play, but
Yeah.
I'm going to take the guaranteed money and the longevity. But that's just me. Anyway, Steve Eiserman still out there, too. Beautiful little hockey helmet on this one. I believe that is... Oh, that's not true. David Ortiz still out there, too. Big Pappy on the Louisville Slugger. So, a lot to do in that can't miss 1 and 4. The listed headliner section still loaded up as well. We got the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal still out there. Chris Chelios still alive as well. Ronald Acuna making some splashes ever since he's been back. And then Dame Lil also still out there and alive. So basketball and everything else definitely really loaded up in that one. Could be worth it to play the quad box break if you're a big fan of kind of the offbeat memorabilia or if you're a big basketball collector. Although football still could be hanging out as well in the everything else section or I should say, yeah, the and more section. So you just never know. The site is taking a second to warm up, so we came back to this camera view, but here we go. We're good to go again. The practice squad. We got the single up for $48, guys. 96 on the double. Brian Dawkins, that's a licensed jersey, guys, for one of the best safeties of all time. Again, for those that don't understand about licensed jerseys, generally speaking, unsigned, they're like $120 on the lowest end. I mean, you got to think about what you're buying off of NFL Shop or going to your team's pro store or anything like that. Those are the kind of jerseys we're talking about. Those ones you would buy, but it's autographed. So now you got to throw on Brian Dawkins' autograph. This is easily, a $300 jersey. Not outside of that, though, you can still double up, win the NFC East with the Emmitt Smith football. I love the white panel ones for the man with more rushing yards than anybody in NFL history. Still got a lot of these full-size ones, though, including Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns salute to service. In my opinion, one of the best salute to services, because at least they did something a little different. You know what I mean? I enjoy that. Ed Reed, that is the alternate logo for one of the best safeties of all time. And again, both of those AFC North double up, which is still alive. Devontae Adams on his new team. Interested to see how he does on the Los Angeles Rams. I think with Matthew Stafford slinging the ball around to him, he'll probably be pretty good. It's kind of interesting to think how, Stafford used to be a Lion and Devontae Adams used to be a Packer, and they'd face each other twice a year every year. And now they're teammates in Los Angeles.
They battle it out, right?
Yeah, it's crazy how the world works. Outside of that, though, the one I'm actually wanting to see the most is this Tyreek Hill down here in the bottom right. That is a Rave Authentic helmet for one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So again, the practice squad, it is all minis, jerseys. We got football, slap cards, full-size authentics, replica helmets. But get a great opportunity to win a sick piece of memorabilia for just $48. That is definitely worth the price of admission, in my opinion. Sitting at 17 boxes left, 8 headliners. That is just about a 50% chance at a headliner in the practice squad. There's your double box break for 96. Again, we just went over all the double up opportunities. We're also getting close on the vault. And, this headliner graphic only showing 8 names. But of those 8, we've worked this series down to the last 14. We're over halfway done. We're still looking for 3, and you could argue 2 of them that we're still looking for are 2 of the biggest headliners up here, including this insane-looking Emmitt Smith Speedflex. This might actually be the look for Ronnie as a Cowboy fan going after this bad boy in the vault, because I don't think I've ever seen a helmet quite like this. And I like the way the face mask with the black visor looks for this Emmitt Smith Speedflex. We're going to look at the video here in a second. But then Josh Allen's still out there too. That's a standard flex with that blue visor, but still the reigning MVP, a guy whose value is only going up. Maybe sooner rather than later, that Super Bowl comes around for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. And if it does, as you know, the value on this will just continue to keep going up. Outside of that, we're still looking for the best left-handed quarterback of all time, Steve Young. So 3 photoed headliners left in the last 14, but we're still looking for 2 more on the listed headliner section. That includes Micah Parsons. So there's your double up for Cowboy fans. Nico Collins is also still alive, one of the best wide receivers last season. We're also still looking for 3 vault keys. So how that works, guys, this is a full-size mixer, so reps, authentics, and flexes. But in that and more section, there's going to be a couple of reps that are going to come, and sometimes an authentic, that come with a little piece of paper that says, congrats, you've won a vault key. So not only do you win an autographed helmet, you're also going to get a gift card from us. It could be up to $200. The last 3 values are $200, $100, and $100. Those are all still available. Let's see. Here's that Emmitt Smith. Whoa. Trying to pause this on here. You can kind of get a look. 3-time Super Bowl champ, 164 career rushing touchdowns, 10,355 career rushing yards for arguably, in some people's minds, the best running back of all time. He's certainly up there. Hall of Fame on the front.
Can't argue the numbers. That threw us off.
Yeah, wow. Couldn't have cut that video off a little bit earlier, huh? Oh, man.
No,
anyway, that's the Emmitt Smith. And that's everything that's still left in the Vault series. Moving on down. Black and blue half and half, guys. Again, this is half authentics, half speed flexes. Black and blue implies, guys, that some of these, actually all these helmets will have slight imperfections, whether that be a little scratch, a nick, or a ding, anything like that. But still, a lot of great looking helmets that are included in this series despite that. And it's been a fun series to watch. We are dwindling down to the last few here, including the last 10 boxes. Still have 6 headliners, though. 2 of them big-time photoed headliners on the Speed Flex side of things. This Drew Brees two-tone chrome flex. The gold chrome looks crazy on it. For, in my opinion, the second best quarterback to ever play. Second all-time in yards and touchdowns. But this helmet right here is going to be something that people walk in the door and see right away. Be like, holy cow, where the heck did you get that thing? And especially for the price you can get it for in this one, that is a pretty awesome deal. We also still have that Marshall Faulk Speed Flex out there, the yellow visor for one of the best running backs of all time. Another great looking lid to add to your collection. And let's see, outside of those 2, we still have another Steve Young, full-size authentic in this one. Kind of that old school looking lid for the 49ers. And then a few listed headliners that are still available, including, once I find where that series is, there it is. Edgerrin James still out there. That could be a Cardinal. That could also be a Colt. Aiden Hutchinson still alive. In my opinion, might have won the Defensive Player of the Year if he didn't get hurt this season. And Josh Jacobs, who seems to be fitting right in with his new team with the Green Bay Packers. You can win Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Jacobs in the same go, by the way, in the double or quad. But again, you can see 492 all it cost, 4 chances to win in that quad, 246 in the double, only 123 in the single to walk away with that Marshall Faulk or that Drew Brees. That'd be pretty ridiculous. Last couple breaks to talk about, guys, the mini helmets. We are winding down in this one as well. 3 headliners left in the final 11 boxes. Those 3 headliners are Michael Irvin, the playmaker, on that kind of throwback Dallas Cowboy mini helmet. We got Eric Dickerson still out there as well. That is on the Rams mini helmet, the all-time single-season rushing yards record holder. Frank Gore, if it's on a 49er, you can still double that up with the Eric Dickerson. So got some options there. $50 double box break in the mini helmets. 2 chances to win. Could win twice.
It's a possibility. Only in the double ups, only in the doubles or quads.
Cheapest way to play here is the jerseys, guys. Only $28 a spot. This series is just getting started and a lot of headliners still out there, including, let's see if I can do this in order here. Jason Taylor. This is that kind of old school number 99. This thing is very, very cool. Right next to him, LaShawn McCoy, the all-time Eagles rushing yards record holder. Mike Ditka, the coach, is still available as well. Nico Collins, who was one of the best wide receivers in the game last year. As mentioned, I believe the juice has already been hit. Baker Mayfield is still out there, though. And listen, this guy was on an MVP course there for a while and is definitely a very effective quarterback in this league. Right next to him, how about this insane-looking Bo Nix jersey? I think he surprised a lot of people at his play last year, and excited to see where Bo Nix takes the Denver Broncos this season. CeeDee Lamb, one of the best wide receivers in the game, still available as well. Ed Reed, love the purple jerseys for the Baltimore Ravens. And then right next to him, Fred Warner still available. So the only photo headliner gone is O.J. Simpson. Looking in the listed headliner section, we're still looking for Deshaun Jackson. We're looking for Frank Gore. And we're looking for Odell Beckham Jr. Curious to see what Odell's going to be on. I haven't seen him in the room for a while, so I don't know if we're going to throw it back to the Giants. He's currently playing for the Dolphins, right? Is he still on the Dolphins?
I'm not 100% sure.
Let's find out. Odell Beckham Jr. It doesn't say. Does he not have a team right now?
Maybe not. Did he retire?
Jay August at FA. I think you might be right.
Free
Who does
agent,
Odell Beckham play for right now? It says Miami Dolphins. That was 2024, though. Usually, Wikipedia is like, is an American professional football wide receiver that is a free agent or that plays for blank. It did not say that here. I'm guessing he's a free agent.
That would be my guess as well.
He got released because people kept saying Green Bay signed him. I'm sure he'll find a team at some point, whether it's during the season or like right before the season starts, one way or another. Still got like, you know, he's not at the same caliber he once was. He's getting older, right? I mean, that's just what happens. But man, dude had definitely one of the most spectacular highlights you'll ever see at a wide receiver. But if he didn't break down a little bit from injury, I mean, who knows? I mean, he was in that conversation kind of with like Julio Jones, Antonio Brown as kind of being one of the next receivers to carry the torch.
He was definitely that talented. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, at one point. I might be wrong, but when was the last time you two worked together? Good question.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Were you were here last Monday, right?
What? What does he mean by I might be wrong? But when was you didn't? Did he even guess?
Yeah, I mean that's true. I'm guessing he's saying he hasn't seen us together in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think weren't you here last Monday?
I was here last. Oh wait, no, maybe I wasn't here last.
You're
Monday.
like,
I think I was here last Monday.
was I here last Monday?
Colin's always on vacation and Steven's always off having babies.
Yeah, it's just it's a twice a month occurrence.
It's just two very different lifestyles.
That's why we mesh so well.
That's funny.
Just completely different points of view.
Guys, we are knocking on the door in a few breaks here. 5 to go on the quad box break for the vault. 5 to go on the double box break for the vault. 5 to go on the double box break for the diamonds. 6 to go on the quad box break for the diamonds. So those are definitely knocking on the door. We're also 2 to go on that quad box break for the can't miss 1 and 4. So we got some things that are moving for sure. Yeah, I think I was here. I was here last Monday. I'm pretty sure.
Was I not here?
There's an easy way to check.
Yeah, because last Monday wasn't that the lottery day?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah,
12 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did well on that 3 p.m. show.
So last week, actually.
We've been together the last few Mondays. You weren't here June.
The first Monday in
The
June.
first Monday in June.
Yep.
I worked with Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you were off having a baby at that point.
No, I didn't.
That was facts.
Yes, that did happen.
But yeah, we were the last 3 Mondays we've been here.
I guess Jay August hasn't been here.
That's true. I mean,
And specifically, you should drink less on a Monday.
at noon. I mean, that sounds like the life, to be honest.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. That sounds like vacation mode. So,
Jay August's life is a vacation.
yeah, right. So yeah, let us know which way you guys want to
We
go.
got 5 to go in that double now. I think, as you were just saying, for the vault, and that's probably the one that should be the chase. There's 2 6-speed flexes left. Lots of great stuff to get after in that one.
Yeah, last 14 boxes, we're over halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was a tough look last night for Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, that was tough, unfortunately.
What's up, Jared? How you doing, brother? Yeah, just I mean, he was hooping too.
Yeah, he was. Not only was he hooping, he was being aggressive.
Yeah,
He was being very aggressive, which is what you like to
I
see.
mean, near the end of that first quarter, I was like, I think the Pacers might actually pull this off, and then that happened, and I was like, oh no, it's the last thing you need. And you know, credit to Indiana though, they really stayed in it until the end. Like they were winning at halftime. It was a game in the end of the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter was kind of a blowout. But
yeah.
you know, that's a really, really tough OKC Thunder team, and I all the credit to them too, because they had to hang in there and like not let the momentum shift away that entire series. But I think Indiana, to me, felt more like the team that nobody really thought would get this far, and then when they did get this far, I mean, we were talking about it. It felt like it was going to be a 4 or 5 game series, 6 tops.
Yeah, at
and
the
they
most,
worked it
right?
all the way to a game 7. I mean, they looked really good.
They're up 1 at halftime.
I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a different story if Tyrese, you know, is in that game. I think it has to be, right? See, yeah, I know. It's terrible. It's awful to see. And that's, 3 people went down with torn Achilles in this playoffs.
All wearing the number 0.
All wearing the number 0, which Ricky will be all over that conspiracy
I'm
theory.
sure he will. So who? So Kobe White's next.
Yeah, right. Has to be. Has to be. Bulls better never make the playoffs because Kobe White will tear an Achilles.
Well, did you see the deal the Bulls turned down? So the Magic were trying to get
What's up, Cole?
the Magic got Desmond Bain, right?
Yeah.
But they offered Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac, and 2 first-rounders for Kobe White.
Dang.
And the Bulls said, no, thank
Well,
you.
they believe in Kobe.
I don't even know if it's that, but
Black and blue, Cole, we're down. I mean, this is actually a pretty good series to chase, too. There's 10 boxes left and 6 headliners. So, yes, a lot of this big stuff, like this Mayweather-Tyson, the Kenneth Walker, all that stuff, we've seen it go, but there's still 2 big-time headliners left in the last 10 boxes, including this Marshall Faulk Chrome Flex with the yellow visor and this Drew Brees two-tone Chrome Flex with the silver visor. Either one of these are centerpieces, right? And they're actually one of only, or 2 of only 4 Chrome Flexes in this entire series, and we've worked it down to the last 10 boxes. So the odds are really, really good that the next box we do are going to be one of these 2. It doesn't stop there, though, because that Steve Young Authentic is still alive. And, I mean, who knows? It's a half and half 1 and 4. There might, or excuse me, half and half black and blue. Some of these might be speed flexes. We're still looking for, in this one, Edgerrin James. We're still looking for Aiden Hutchinson, and we're still looking for Josh Jacobs. So, I mean, if Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Jacobs are both speed flexes, you end up in the NFC North. I mean, you're walking away with 2 speed flexes, right? For under $300, 246 to be exact. So 6 headliners in the last 10 boxes. That is money in that black and blue half and half. 6 and 10. So I would, I'd recommend that series, man. I'd recommend the Diamonds. I mean, it depends on what you guys want to get into, right? I mean, I know that's an easy thing to say, but the Diamond Helmets, this is a series that's just getting started. You know what I mean? But with that comes opportunity because Jamar Chase is the only speed flex off the board. It's the only photoed headliner off the board. Everything else is still out there. I mean, I got to imagine this Josh Allen, this beautiful deep blue chrome flex with the red visor. That's a chase item right there, man. I mean, that is either your ticket to getting your dream piece, I mean, or just about getting your dream piece, or maybe it is your dream piece, right? I mean, for everything that Josh Allen has accomplished already in his career, and I think everything he is about to accomplish in his career.
right.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think Josh Allen's going to win a Super Bowl with Buffalo? You think it's going to happen?
I do.
I hope so.
I don't know about this year, but
Well, we've talked about it this year more than any year. By the way, just before I get into this, that Derrick Henry Chrome Flex, the Terrell Davis two-tone Hydro, both the Atlanta hits, Penix and Bijan. We haven't seen a lot of Michael Penix yet, so definitely a good one to double up there. Barry Sanders and Jay Jettas. So much to do in that Diamond Helmet series. But we were talking about it, I think, last week. Like, it really feels like, especially in the AFC, it's about as wide open as it's been. At least it feels that way. Like, the AFC West feels like it's going to be a tight race this year. Baltimore keeps on getting better. Seems like Buffalo's getting better. I mean, who knows who else is going to kind of rise? Maybe it's the Bengals, I mean, who knows?
The only way that your Eagles don't repeat is complacency and injuries, in my opinion.
I hope you're right.
I understand they lost Darius Slay and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but I think those other 2 corners are awesome, and they're going to get more experience, and they're going to get better. They might hit a little rough patch early on, but
My concern's actually more with the line.
Did Lane Johnson retire? Is that
Lane Johnson didn't retire. Not the offensive line, the defensive line, because Brandon Graham retired.
What was his last year like?
Brandon Graham?
Yeah.
He had a decent year. I mean, he wasn't like lighting the world on fire.
Brandon
He wasn't going
Graham,
to be a Pro Bowler, but no, he was solid. I mean, he was their starting edge rusher.
Yeah. Well, I think they anticipate
Milton Williams or traded or released and signed, whatever. Josh Sweat was the big one. So they lost both their edge rushers this year.
Did they draft a guy?
Yeah, they drafted that dude from Alabama.
Oh, that's usually a respectable decision.
He's going to be like, he was hurt, though. He would have been picked higher if he wasn't hurt.
Like Jameson Williams that one year? Oh, yeah. And he's a really good
Yeah, they drafted, why can't I remember his name?
I think they
Jahad Campbell, who was a dog before he got hurt at Alabama.
Who's Jay August talking about?
They went up front both sides of the line. They win, and they are the best in both. I think he's talking about the Eagles, but that would be
just the way it looked like.
That would be very friendly if he was, and he is talking about the Eagles.
I'm just saying the way, if you look at all the Super Bowl favorites, again, this is just my rough take. Obviously, injuries and you got to play the games, right? Like, it's just hard not to be like, I am the most confident in them because I just watched.
I mean, I am too, but
well, you should be, but like right now, the Eagles are.
It's hard to repeat though.
It is
very hard.
But I feel like, did the Ravens really improve on that front?
I don't know if anybody.
They're good, obviously.
I'm not sure if there's anybody I'm like, dang, this team just became a real contender. But I wouldn't say the Eagles got better either. I'd say they actually got worse.
So it feels like everyone got. Maybe did the Bills get better marginally?
Marginally. I mean, the Bears got better.
Yeah, but I'm not too concerned
the
about
Packers
them.
got better, in my opinion.
But so Ravens and Bills are the Super Bowl
Detroit's
favorites.
going to be healthy, which is big
but
for
are
them.
they better? What does the offense look like? I mean, I imagine it's still going to be good, but is it going to be what it was?
I don't know.
You know, like those are the questions. The Rams plus 1,700 is an interesting squad.
Yeah,
I like them.
They're interesting. They're old is the only thing with
But
Devontae,
experience.
who is, by the way, still in the practice squad. No, I agree. I think Devontae is going to have his like best season since he's been in Green Bay. That's my prediction.
Then
for
the
him this year.
Commanders plus 2,100.
They're
So like,
good.
of the teams that aren't plus 2,000 or more to win, the Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, and Rams. The only other team that's proven it in that span, I guess technically the Rams have proven it, but that was a completely different team, and they lost a generational pass rusher.
You know,
Is the Chiefs, and I
it's funny because
don't trust that line.
I'm probably one of the only people in the country that would love to see the Eagles Chiefs again, because that would be like the rubber match between them in the Super Bowl. But I think everybody's just like, please, God, I don't want the Chiefs. I don't want the Eagles anymore. Like, just give me something fresh.
You just want to rub it in their face again, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I would love. I mean, nothing would bring me more joy than like saying, "Yep, we took 2 out of 3 against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs." You know, that's the dynasty, right? And I mean, at that point, you're looking at the Eagles at like the start of a dynasty potentially. But I agree with what Jay said too. They went up both sides. I mean, offensive line and defensive line is
the offensive line the same?
Yeah, it's so underrated.
Well,
It's the most like you cannot win if you don't have at least one of those being in like the top 10. Like if you don't have a top 10 offensive line or
You don't have a
defensive
chance.
line, yeah, it's
But
almost impossible.
I think that's what's the differentiating factor. Like I understand you lost some critical pass rushers, but you know what the Eagles can really just double down on now? Running the football.
Oh yeah, well
and they
that's
can just control the clock.
they do it better than
And
anybody.
suck the soul out of your life. You know what I'm saying?
They do it better than anybody.
It's just emotionally draining.
When you have Jalen Hurts who's automatic to get a yard or two,
Yep.
and you have
can just
Saquon who's the best running back in the
wear-
NFL right now.
And then obviously Devonta Smith and
Well, yeah, and that's the
AJ
thing.
Brown. It's just
They're two-dimensional, and I think Jalen Hurts is underrated as a passer. But you know, we don't have to get too deep into Eagles football here. But I think he's underrated as a passer, and that's when it's like you think you figure out the run, and the next thing you know, you got Devontae Smith 20 yards down the middle. You got AJ Brown streaking for 40, 45 yards.
But that's why, like, I mean, that they're the last leg of not the last leg, that they're potentially the last leg of that ticket that I have, and everyone's like, the Eagles aren't going to do it. I'm like, but who has improved so much dramatically like that? It's just going to be taken from them. I know they've lost players. Every team loses players, though.
That's true, and I mean,
I think
they've found holes.
They do a great job drafting.
Brian makes a good point too. We can all think like Ricky if Carolina Panthers win the Super Bowl.
I'm quitting.
If Carolina wins the Super Bowl, Ricky be all over the break, as he should.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a bold prediction. But I would say,
It ain't happening.
a lot of people are high on 2 of these teams that are still in the diamonds, and I mean, I just feel like there might be a power shift in the AFC this year, and if it is, it's probably widely going to be due to either Josh Allen. By the way, if it is, I mean, there's a beautiful Chrome Flex to celebrate that, and the value of that's just going to keep on going up. And it might be because of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the AFC North. Derrick Henry is 31 years old, and it still looks like he could push over a freight truck if he wanted to, which is insane. This dude's going to be right up there once again as one of the best running backs in the NFL. And listen, even worst case scenario, if something happens to him this year, he's just not the same guy. He is probably, actually, I would say definitely a top 10 running back to ever play this game, right? I mean, he's got to be right up there. If he's able to rush close to 2,000 yards again,
I mean, they're going to be good.
they're going to be fantastic. I mean, you know what? I might change my pick. I just said the Eagles have the best run game hands down between Hurts and Barkley. Jackson and Henry is a pretty dangerous running combo.
If those two teams meet in the Super Bowl, is running the
my
ball
God.
back?
That would actually be a pretty exciting Super Bowl. I feel like you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happening. But yeah, Henry and Josh Allen, both those Chrome Flexes still out there. And listen, man, maybe another dark horse this year. Maybe another dark horse. I'm just saying, if it all comes together, Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr. under center for the first time his full season. He looked really good, in my opinion. I think if he can just nail down the accuracy, he's going to be an elite quarterback in this game. I mean, he was slinging the ball, dude. He's got a cannon for an arm. And obviously, health is an issue as well. It's got to stay healthy, but that's for everybody. That's just a given. But he can sling the ball around. So if he can accurately start to find some of these guys, because he's got great targets. He's got Drake London. He's got Kyle Pitts, who could be filler hits, by the way, in this Diamond Helmet series. And then Bijan Robinson at running back, who arguably, I mean, once this generation that we kind of have right now, the Christian McCaffreys, the Derrick Henrys, the Saquon Barkleys, kind of comes to a close, it's probably Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, those are the guys that are kind of carrying the torch for the next generations of running backs. Although I will say, there was a lot of good running backs drafted this year.
There always is.
Yeah,
there always is.
Ashton Genty, I feel like it's going to be a dog immediately. But even like Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, like there are some good running backs that we're going to get in the room sooner rather than later, by the way.
It's about will they get the look?
Yeah. And they're all chasing the best of all time, which is Barry Sanders, who's still out there, Jay Jettas. You got that Terrell Davis, two-tone Hydroflex, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, there's so much great stuff in this Diamond Helmets, guys. It's all either current day stars, Hall of Famers, some of the best players of all time, and some of the best players in the game currently. And to get one for under $100 is insane. So definitely worth playing the Diamond Helmets. I love talking football and I like getting ready with memorabilia and whatever else. But man, you're starting to get the itch, right? We're in late June.
11 Sundays.
11 Sundays. Like, it's that close.
Scott Hansen, let us know.
We are almost into Hard Knock season. Like, that's exciting. But now, especially that hockey season's over, basketball season's over. The next big league that starts up is the NFL, right? So, well, college football, but then the NFL.
College football is the appetizer to the main course. I know I like college football too. Unfortunately, Colin, I've reached a point in my life where I have to prioritize things.
Yeah, that's true.
And college football has fallen off the slate, unfortunately.
Well,
I like having it in the background, but then I go off and do other things.
I love college football because it's an all-day affair, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like on a Saturday, it's like if you're busy in the morning, that's okay. You can catch some in the afternoon. You can catch some at night.
It's on the TV, but I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting there intently watching all the games.
I think it's fun when it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm playing video games or like hanging out or whatever. And I'm just looking at my computer. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, yeah, Wyoming's playing Montana State. Like, sure.
Yeah.
Throw it on.
I like that for college basketball.
I love that.
When
for
it's
college
UC
basketball.
University of California Bakersfield versus Santa
You
Clara.
mentioned Hawaii. They are always purposefully, whenever I have a college basketball parlay, my last leg. Because I'm just like, yep, I'm going to watch some Hawaii basketball tonight. Hopefully, like, sweating out a $10 bet to win $800. It's only ever happened like once. But they pulled through. Shout out to the Rainbow Warriors. Bless you.
The Rainbow Warriors.
Shout out to our middle relievers, too, guys. Again, 6 to go in this diamond quad, 5 to go in that diamond double. We're also 5 to go in the quad for the vault. We're 5 to go in the double for the vault. So both of those are moving, but you can see 6 to go here in the quad box break for the black and blue. We're moving on some of these breaks. We're 2 to go again in the quad box break for the Can't Miss 1 and 4. And again, for those guys that are in that break, if you would like, you guys can either split up a double or you each could have a single to yourself. If you'd rather do that, it's entirely up to you. What are you gasping
Adam
about?
Schefter, new season of quarterback, July 8th. Joe Burrow, baby.
Oh, nice.
Yep. He's going to be on there.
Joey B.
Who else? Is that Kirk Cousins again?
I think we're going to change
Jared
up the
Goff.
chase. Oh, nice. Let's go all breaks done by, we'll say 1:30.
Who's this hack? Oh, that's Jared Goff.
All breaks done by 1:30. You know what would be a good one for that?
They're doing Kirk Cousins again.
Well, I mean, what else has he got going on?
They should be done with him.
Baker Mayfield would be a good one for
Yes, that or Bryce Young.
I still haven't finished the receivers one.
The quarterback one's the more important one.
Yeah. So all breaks, guys. We're just going to throw in all breaks done by 1:30 here.
Give
So
me
your
all the
choice.
Joseph Lee Burrow, MVP.
Joseph Lee Burrow. He probably would have won the MVP if his team
Him,
wasn't
Lamar,
bad.
and Josh Allen are like all bunched up together to win it, and then like Patrick Mahomes is like plus 800.
It's crazy that you just named 4 AFC quarterbacks. I mean, that's how like top-sided it is for the AFC right now. And I would say 5's probably Hurts or Herbert. I mean, one of those two.
It's your choice.
And if it is Herbert, it's all 5 of the top quarterbacks in the NFL or in the AFC.
But I'll say this again: when you're choosing your quarterbacks and you're saying, "Oh yeah, they're top 5," I've told you this before. It doesn't matter if you're top 5. Can you play top 5? That's what matters. And Jalen Hurts, even if you don't put him as a top 5 quarterback, and there's 7 or 8 other people you'd rather have on your team, he could play like a top 5 quarterback, and he's clearly proven that over and over again. You don't just go to multiple Super Bowls because you can't not play like a top. Like Joe Flacco did it once.
It's true. He got paid like it.
And he got paid like it, you know?
He definitely got paid like it. Shout out Joe Flacco.
Who's still playing?
Man, I might have to bring in. I should start doing that. Anytime Joe Flacco comes up, I'm just wearing my Joe Flacco jersey the next day.
Right.
Well, Joe Flacco.
NFL Rookie of the Year. Do you think Shedeur Sanders has a chance?
No.
No.
I don't think he's going to play. He's not going to play enough.
Yeah, probably not.
Ashton Genty, maybe?
Did you see the Jaguars yesterday? They did 2 posts. They said, we've signed wide receiver Travis Hunter, and then the next post, we've signed DB Travis Hunter.
Nice. That's funny. That's good.
All right, plus 1,200. Travis Hunter to record 5+ regular season offensive touchdowns and 1+ regular season defensive touchdown.
Yeah, probably. 5 to go in the diamond single, too, guys. It's an easier way to hop in. Again, every single photoed headliner not named Jamar Chase.
Pretty good deal.
That's 4 speed flexes, 2 chrome flexes, a 2-tone hydro flex, a double up with Justin Jefferson and Barry Sanders, Michael Penix, Bijan Robinson, all authentics, all flexes. Definitely a vibe.
5 to go
Definitely
in
a
the diamond
vibe.
single. Let's go.
5 in the diamond single, 5 in the diamond double, 6 in the diamond quad. That's what, 7 boxes right there? Mm-hmm. Put us into the teens. Who knows what's going to come out there, man? I'd diversify, get myself into each one.
I love
Let's have some fun. 31 people
futures.
watching, guys.
The future specials that they're pitching out here. Plus 600. Killer Bees. Bills, Bengals, Broncos, and Buccaneers each to make the playoffs.
Killer bees.
Mm-hmm.
That's, how much is that?
Plus 600.
That's not bad.
Here's actually one that I actually kind of like. Around the horns. Bills, Texans, and Rams each to win their division.
How much?
Plus 700.
I'd rather do the other one.
The other one. Okay.
I just don't know if the Rams will win it. I mean, I think
the
they
Rams
will.
I'm more confident in the Rams than I am the Niners.
I'm almost thinking, I don't know, Arizona or Seattle. I don't know. That's a weird division, the
Yeah.
NFC West. It's like pretty open.
My hot take is sorry, Jacom, you can be mad at me, but Niners finished last.
I don't know. I think we're on the same
I'm
page
not
for that.
liking the vibes.
I think their window's closed. I think it's almost rebuild time. And if you want to rebuild around Brock, rebuild around Brock. But it's just like McCaffrey's up there in age, and I think the difference between him and Derrick Henry is durability. Right?
Isaac Gorendo.
Dude, they got a squad of running backs.
Yeah.
Like,
Just throw 'em out
Where's Elijah Mitchell at? Is he still hurt? That dude lives on the IR.
I think you can parlay like 2 of them together, but there's the division finishing order.
Oh
You
wow!
can predict if you want to.
Like a superfecta and
Yep.
horse racing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So like you can predict like what's a wild one? So I've had San Fran. So this one, right? Rams finished first, Arizona second, Cardinals third, San Fran fourth, plus 2,000.
Well, something's wrong there. You can't. This is what you said. You said Rams finished first, Arizona finished second, Cardinals finished third.
Oh, sorry. The Seahawks finished third. Sorry, yes. The Seahawks
I'm
finished
like,
third.
something's not right there.
Yeah, no. The Seahawks finished third.
What is that?
Plus 2,000.
That's very good. Live break number 3, no huddle.
No Huddle is the
Oh yeah,
practice squad.
yeah.
It
We're on
looks-
live break number 8.
Yeah, they did that one. If you have a order number, they're Ramil, I can look it up and try to figure out what happened for you there. But yeah, that one definitely happened.
I'm guessing that happened a few days ago.
Yeah, we are live every day, all day essentially. So I am guessing that it definitely happened. I'm not sure when you ordered. If you have an order number, I can happily locate it for you.
Yep, we'll figure it out, but order number will definitely help. Yeah, we're on live break number 8 for that one. This is an easy way, guys, too. $48 to do these all breaks done by 1:30. And again, that licensed jersey, Brian Dawkins, the Emmitt Smith football still out there. Miles Garrett, Ed Reed. You have a double up for full-size authentic helmets for less than $100 right now. Not to mention you get into the Chase wheel spin, you might get even more money back. That's an excellent one right there. There's an order number from Ramil. Steven will look that up for you, man. Devontae Adams, full-size authentic, and the Tyreek Hill, full-size authentic. So there's still a lot left in that practice squad. A lot to do.
All right. So, oh, wow, you ordered that today.
Dang.
He's in the double box break, actually.
Oh, the double.
So that did actually happen earlier today.
That makes more sense because that's only on
And
number
unfortunately,
4.
it looks like you did not win. It happened during our 9 a.m. show. And it happened about 11:05. So you can definitely go back on the YouTube, and 2 hours and 5 minutes in, you can see the break. But it was a double up by Scott Freed. He won a Rod Woodson replica and a Michael Irvin authentic. Okay, not
This
bad.
Michael Irvin authentic right here.
Yeah.
The University of Miami one. I think that was the last break they did. So,
Yes.
Ramil, if you want to go back and check that out, yeah, it was at the end of the 9 a.m. show. Unfortunately, though, sounds like no dice this time
So
around.
what's the stat for the NFC East? Did the Eagles break that stat finally?
No.
No.
For repeat champions?
Yeah.
No.
Crud. So Washington's winning it, right?
No, I think
Like
Dallas
2004, right?
won it last year. 2003, I think. Thank
Well,
you,
the
says
Eagles won the
Ramil.
division last year.
I mean, 2 years ago.
Okay. Dallas, yeah, I think you're right. Because then they lost to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's been so it was the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants. 2004, you are correct, Steven. The Eagles won it 4 times in a row, 2001 to 2004.
All right, so what's Colin Rudisill's way too early exact finishing order for the East? If you're Ricky based, obviously Washington's winning it, right? Or Dallas.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because the history, you cannot deny the history.
I'm if anybody's going to do it, I think it's Washington.
Okay.
But I got to go with the Eagles. I think it's going to break this year.
Yeah, I think
it
the
feels
Eagles
the
are the
most
best team.
likely to break this
Yeah.
year. So I'm going to go Eagles. I'm going to go chalk, I think. Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Eagles,
That's got to be the favorite of the 4, I would think.
Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. Yeah, plus 370.
Yeah. The only one Antonio's going with that too. I would think maybe you could flip Washington and Philly, and you could flip New York and Dallas, but I think
Dallas is going to be okay. As long as Dak is healthy,
Yeah.
they're going to be better than...
They're just kind of a weird team right now, man. Like,
they're in a little bit of a transition.
they're in a bit of limbo.
But George Pickens is definitely an upgrade over
Their receiving
whoever
core
was
is.
lining up on the other side last year.
Yeah, I worry a little bit about their offensive line, and I worry a little bit about their defense. But
The Cowboys and
Yeah.
their running game.
Rico Dowdle had 1,000 yards rushing last
He
year.
did? Wow, good for him.
Yeah, like they find a way with these guys.
But also, unfortunately, I think, okay, hold on. 1,000-yard rushers.
And Bob brought up a good point too. It's not, especially with 17 games, like 1,000 yards rushing isn't necessarily a big deal, but that's still effective. I know it's not like that makes you one of the best running backs in the NFL, but that's still effective
here's
work.
everyone who had 1,000 yards, okay? Obviously Saquon Barkley, obviously Derrick Henry, obviously Bijan Robinson, obviously Jonathan Taylor, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously Kyron Williams. Maybe not as obvious, Aaron Jones, James Conner of the Cardinals, Rico Dowdle, as you said. Najee Harris had 1,000 yards as well.
Yeah, he did.
Joe Mixon had 1,000 yards.
I'm just showing this off for Antonio. This Emmitt Smith
Look,
rip
it's
speed
clean.
flex. You want to talk about 1,000 yards? You want to talk about 1,000 yards?
1,000 yards is light work for this guy.
Absolutely, and that is still out there in that
1,000
vault
yards
series.
is a down season.
Emmitt Smith, Josh Allen, speed flex, Steve Young, full size authentic in the last 14. Not to mention, still looking for Nico Collins. Also, still looking for Micah Parsons. So, if you're a Cowboy fan, pretty good time to be hopping into this vault series, in my opinion. Especially with all breaks done by 1:30, wheel spin on the line. 5 to go in each of those, the double and the single. Drop in both of those.
Chase Brown, 990.
And he didn't even start.
Yeah, right.
Actually, the quad's 5 to go. excuse me, the quad is 5 to go and the double's 5 to go. Love me some Chase Brown, man. Dude, you're not the only one. I would say the overwhelming majority of Cowboys fans we have in this room, and there's a lot of them, don't like Dak Prescott.
I think the problem is not that Dak is a bad quarterback by any means. I think he's exceptional given the position. Dak is a good quarterback for when you weren't paying him what you're paying him. Now you're paying him way too much money. And it's just the going rate for quarterbacks, unfortunately.
Well, I just thought it was funny. I mean, he got hurt in 2024, but
he was balling in the beginning.
He had the most completions in the NFL and the most passing touchdowns in the NFL in 2023. 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns to 9 picks. He was second in MVP voting. And it was just funny that, I mean, a lot of Cowboys fans wanted his head. And I mean, I don't watch Cowboys games every single time, but to me, like, that's a very effective season, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL with those numbers. But, I mean, it was a 69.5 completion percentage, too. So it's not like he's just slinging the ball around and, like, he kind of moseyed into those yards. I mean, he was effective with it. So, I don't know. As an outsider looking in, I feel like he's not the biggest issue on the table for the Cowboys. But I know durability is a problem. He got hurt in 2020. He got hurt last year. But
I agree and disagree with you. I think the player is not the issue. I think the cap restraints that he comes with are the issue.
Sure.
Like, they can't.
But that's not what he's talking about. And that's not what the critics are talking about. They're not saying, like, we're spending way too much money on Dak Prescott. They're saying Dak Prescott's not that good.
It's part of the total picture, though, with him. If Dak Prescott is making half that money, it's a completely different conversation, I think.
In my humblest opinion, I think Dak Prescott, when healthy, is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And I think he can play like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
That has been shown. It's just, unfortunately, they always run into the Niners or Tom Brady. Over the past few years, it seems like.
This is kind of maybe not good for the Eagles and whatever else, but so every other year, Dak Prescott throws for well over 4,000 yards.
Oh, okay. So, last year he missed.
Yeah, 2019 he threw for almost 5,000. 2020 when he got hurt, only 1,800. After that, 4,449. Then a little bit of a down year, only 12 games.
I'm going to snag him in the 12th round of fantasy.
2,860. Next year, 4,516. Last year, almost 2,000. This year, probably back up. Ownership is a big problem with the Cowboys. I mean, that's probably a problem too. We were trailing 30 points by the half. It's easy to throw for a lot of yards. And yes, we were spending way too much for him. We need some more pieces. I'd agree with that more, but I don't know. I mean, he was 12-5 in 2023, so they weren't playing that many games from behind. But I hear what you're saying. Last year, I'm not defending last year, but I think he was a little bit hurt. But he had eight interceptions and only 11 touchdowns last year, and a 3-5 record for the Cowboys. So he was definitely struggling last year, and that makes more sense. But we've been hearing this hate for 2 years, like when he was the second best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he was literally second in MVP voting in 2023, but. It's just interesting to me. I mean, 410 for 590. That was his completion percentage. 410 and 590 attempts, almost 70% on the completion percentage. That is very good, but it's interesting. And I think it's a lot of moving pieces, like you said, too. And I know Jerry wants to have even more to do with the company these days.
I mean, he owns
decisions
them.
and coaching and whatever else. So, guys, who wants to keep knocking on the door in these breaks? I know Antonio said he's interested in getting that vault kick-started to keep it moving. We're at that weird point, I would say, with the vault and the diamonds where, like, we're 5 to go, 6 to go. Once these breaks get to 4, 3 to go, that's when people might be hopping in and being like, all right, I'm going to start to take advantage. So the next 2 people that buy into each of these, the next couple that buy into each of these, they're going to be imperative to both of these breaks going down. So who wants to be the hero of those 2? That is the question. Oh, absolutely. That's the other thing I'm worried about with the Eagles. I mean, losing Kellen Moore. I mean, Kellen Moore was great with the Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott, and then he was great, obviously, with Saquon. But, I mean, you're hiring from within again. Last time they did that, the Eagles took a huge step back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think I saw it's the 11th or 12th time in Jalen Hurts' career he's had to change an offense coordinator.
Well, if you got a guy who's good with dealing
dating back to college and whatever else. Like, yeah. The other person that's like that is Josh Allen. He's had a different offensive coordinator like almost every year of his career. Which is kind of admirable that like Steve Spagnuolo stays with Kansas City because he easily could be a head coach somewhere if he wanted to. But
He could.
he likes working with Andy Reid. He likes the Chiefs and likes running defenses. Someone who finally agrees with me on the OC in Philly. You talking about Kellen Moore? Or the next guy?
Is he the coach of the Saints right now?
Yes, which is that's a handful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm even like, I felt bad for Jonathan Gannon. I mean, he got fired after that Super Bowl loss and got dropped off in Arizona, and he's done a pretty good job of kind of helping that team turn around. So glad to see he's doing well because I don't think it was necessarily fair that he got fired. But now it's worked out because I'll take Vic Fangio all day.
Vic Fangio's done. He got, again, it's about matching compatibility, right? Like, you got the right athletes for Vic Fangio. When that happens, he can play amazing defense.
I'm hoping, too, like Vic Fangio's at a point in his career where he's like, I don't know if I want all the responsibility of head coaching anymore.
I don't think he does.
So it's like, hopefully he just wants to retire as the Eagles defensive coordinator and like not pick up a head coaching job anywhere.
I don't think he does. I think he's kind of enjoying the craft of,
Jay said, hell yeah, losing him was huge. Was huge. I think the offense might take a step back. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to worry about. I mean, we saw that happen when they lost Steichen. It's
well, I mean, but that's kind of the same reason behind the Lions.
Yeah, right.
Like, who says it's gonna if that happens to Philadelphia, it could happen to the Lions just as easily.
Definitely. I mean, you never know. You never know. I'm itching to see the Diamonds, to be honest with you, just because especially with no video, I'm very curious what this looks like. I mean, it's clearly a Chrome Flex for the Ravens, but it's like, what's this all about? Is this like a smoke chrome? Is it a true traditional chrome? I don't know. This one is just deep blue, beautiful. The red visor. I mean, there's just a lot of hot hits.
I think it's like the retro. Remember, like the Bills classic jerseys?
Yeah.
From the mid 2000s. I mean, obviously before this, but like when we were growing up, the mid 2000s.
Great
ones. It's that dark blue and the red. It's super nice.
They need to bring back the red helmets just in general.
Yes, agreed.
Those are so good.
They need to lean in. Every team needs to just lean into more custom things.
For sure.
It's cool.
I mean, I'm glad the throwbacks are making such a big comeback. But Terrell Davis, two-tone Hydroflex 2, Jay Jettas, Barry Sanders, that double up still alive, Michael Penix, Bijan Robinson, Marshall Faulk still out there. I mean, this series is so good. There's another speed flex up here in the top right we're like not even talking about. Speaking of throwbacks, the throwback Giants. They'd take some Lawrence Taylor if they could get it at this point, man. Beautiful stuff still left in this series. Jamar Chase is the only headliner gone, the only speed flex gone in that series. 5 to go in the double, 6 to go in the quad. What's up, Jacom? Good to see you, brother. 5 to go in both vaults. 5 to go in the diamond single. So we're like 5 to go in 4 different breaks. Big breaks. A lot of big helmets still out there. Up to you guys. 34 people watching. I mean, I can't imagine there are 34 people that don't want a Chrome Flex Josh Allen, a sick ripped flex with almost a stat helmet of that Emmitt Smith in the vault.
Right.
Some good stuff, man. And again, all breaks done by 1:30. It's 1 o'clock, so we only got 30 minutes. If you want to be included in that Chase wheel spin. All is well, Jacom. Just talking football. Looking forward to the future. What's going to be happening in the NFL? The thing is, like, it seems easy to predict, but you just never know. At the end of the day, you just never know. Got my Rams STS rep. Looks awesome. Thanks, UA. Sounds good, Jacom. Congratulations on that, brother. That's from a 49er fan enjoying a Rams item. So
there you go.
We'll see if he keeps that sentiment after the season, but glad you like it, dude. Getting out in a timely manner. I saw them in the back. I think they're being built, maybe even as we speak, Jay. So we'll see. We'll see if we'll check in between shows. If they've got them built, we'll throw it back up there for you. But Jacom's going the exact opposite of you, Steven. He says Niners NFC champs.
I mean, I don't think it could be more opposite.
Yeah, that's quite opposite. I mean, Super Bowl champs, I think, would be the exact opposite.
That's the next level.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Niners got to prove it to me, too. I mean, I know historically they've been right there, but guys are getting older. Team's changing a little bit. No Debo this year. I'm still not fully convinced on Brock Purdy yet, but we'll see. We'll see. They've certainly, I think at their best, they certainly have the capability to do that. I mean, if McCaffrey comes back.
If they're healthy, that's a lot different.
I think if Purdy plays up to his contract, like if he's actually going to play like a top 10 quarterback on a consistent basis, McCaffrey's back in full swing, that defense bounces back after a tough year last year.
Right.
They're a tough team to compete with on paper. It's just, I don't know if the defense is going to. I know everybody on that team's getting a little bit older now. Like, you lost Debo. I don't know. We'll see. Going to be interesting with the Niners. And the NFC West is getting tougher, right? The Rams look better. I think the Cardinals are looking better. They're always a thorn in everybody's side. And even Seattle's going to be an interesting team this year. Sam Darnold at the helm. I mean, if he's anything like he was like in Minnesota, I mean, who knows what his capabilities might be. Because Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think, is going to jump to that next level this year.
That's true.
And when Kenneth Walker's healthy, he's one of the best running backs in the game. So it's going to be interesting, that NFC West. Jay said Niners? That's what the man said. You never know, dude. You never know. It's not the wildest take. I know somebody on staff is saying the Panthers.
There are always 4 new teams that make the playoffs. Now, I don't know about the Super Bowl, but the playoffs.
I'd guess more times than not. Well, maybe. I'm going to say that, and then I could be wrong. I was going to say there's usually at least one new team in the Super Bowl, but I was going to say 2, but then looking back, I mean, it's been the Chiefs a lot, and then before that, the Patriots a lot. Like,
the NFL playoffs are a lot like the NCAA tournament, right? There's always fun new teams, but then they kind of just get whittled out by
well, sometimes
usually the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, look at Washington last year. They shocked a lot of people.
They didn't shock me that they got there, but I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Well, they played lights out until the NFC Championship game, and then got lights out.
What game?
Lions and Commanders.
You guys played the Rams first, right?
And Ravens and Bills. Yes, I believe that is correct.
Oh, they played you close, and the Packers didn't play you close, but it was closer.
Oh, I think it was the largest scoring margin in NFC Championship
I just had a
history.
feeling. I was like, I think this is going to be bad.
I watched.
Like, once you survive those first 2 games, I was like, I have a feeling this could be.
Go Niners from Andres. Yes, sir.
Lions and Commanders. I do not see that, but you never know, right?
That'd be a fun NFC Championship game. Ravens and Bills also. Those 4 would be, I mean, fresh and new would be great. Obviously, as an Eagle fan, I don't want to see that, but that would be fun. I agree with Antonio, says Derek. All right, hey, we got some momentum. Listen, if you're a Niners fan, guys, there's Steve Young in a couple of different places. One is the vault, which is getting closer and closer. Steve Young, I mean, in my opinion, the best left-handed quarterback to ever play the game, and that's pretty hands down. You know, there's been some good ones, Michael Vick, Ken Stabler, you know, but Steve Young, he's the best. He's the best, and it's not even close. And that full-size authentic is still available here in the vault. 14 boxes to go, not to mention the Emmitt Smith Rip Speed Flex, the Josh Allen Speed Flex still out there as well. So 3 photoed headliners. We're also still looking for Micah Parsons. So if you're a Cowboy fan, can still pair up that Emmitt Smith and Micah Parsons. Nico Collins still out there. $200 vault key and then 2 $100 vault keys. Really, it's an 8 and 14 chance at headliners and vault keys. The other place you can find Steve Young.
Really quick before you get into the next Steve Young, even if you're not a Cowboys fan, it's the most tradable asset.
Oh, yeah.
In all of football memorabilia.
Well, especially when you're talking about
those guys.
Yeah, and one that not just Emmitt Smith, but Emmitt Smith like this.
Yeah, so even if you're like, I'm not a fan of the Cowboys, I'm not going to chase the Cowboys, it's never a bad idea to have Cowboys on hand.
Definitely.
For dealing purposes, to get your favorite players, et cetera, et cetera. So I would just also keep that in the back of your head as well, because you're not guaranteed to get your team, unfortunately. It's always nice. It's always the icing on the cake, as I like to say. But you gotta be like, okay, I do want to win some items, Cowboys items are a good one to have because you can generally trade them for anything you pretty much want.
Yeah, especially one
Something
that looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just insane.
It's a great looking lid. And I'm an Eagles fan saying that. And mean it.
And that hurt him.
But Steve Young, full-size authentic here too in the black and blue. And again, this Steve Young probably coming with a little bit of damage, minor stuff, usually like scratch or, you know, little paint chip or something like that. That's why you guys get it at a discounted price, especially for a half and half series where it's half speed flexes. There were 15 of them in this series when we started. We're down to the last 10. I'm not sure exactly what the ratios are, but I know there are still 2 speed flexes out there with that Drew Brees two-tone chrome flex and the Marshall Faulk chrome flex with that yellow visor. Those are still alive. So 3 of those. We've also got Edgerrin James, Aiden Hutchinson, and Josh Jacobs. And I mentioned this before. If Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Jacobs are both speed flexes, I mean, all of a sudden that NFC North might be doubling up with a couple of flexes. You never know. Just got a spot in the vault. I need NFC East in box 22. Hey, man, I mean, that's a strat right there. That is a strat. So we're 4 to go in the double box break now in the vault, guys. I'm going to drop that in there. And again, that's 107. Let's definitely try to close this up in the next 23 minutes so you guys get in that chase wheel spin. I want to see that Emmitt Smith. It's like a stat helmet. It's pretty cool. All of his accolades on the back and then got the Hall of Fame on the front. Very cool looking lid. 5 to go in the diamond single. That's also one. We're 6 to go in the mini helmets. So you got a couple of different ways you guys can get in this. 5 to go in the quad box break for the vault. Still 2 to go in that can't miss 1 and 4. 5 to go in the double box break for the diamonds. 6 to go in the quad box break for the diamonds. So again, we're kind of looking for those middle people that want to help push these breaks along. And that usually gets us to striking distance. And the next thing you know, it's going to get closed up. But 4 spots to go in that double box break. 2 chances to win. And again, the double up opportunity with that Emmitt Smith Rip Speed Flex and the Micah Parsons. So still alive. I saw Micah Parsons was at Fanatics Fest.
Yeah.
And he was like waiting on Tom Brady to get an autograph on his jersey or something. It was just funny that, you know, a guy like that is still kind of fanboying about whatever else and having fun out Fanatics Fest.
Right. A lot of big names at Fanatics Fest.
It's only their 2nd year, but huge event, obviously. Huge event.
Imagine it's only going to get bigger.
Oh, yeah. So up to you guys. 6 or less to go on several different breaks. So we are making progress.
Who's going to join in?
That's the question. I'd say the other interesting division besides both Wests is probably the AFC North, where like the Ravens are like the king of it, but you always find a way when you're in Pittsburgh to be in the conversation. They never seem like they should be, but they always are.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati clearly has the offensive firepower.
Yeah.
Do they have a defense and a line to match it?
I don't know about
then
going
you
all
got
the way,
Cleveland.
but you'd have to imagine that like even a 25% increase would, you know,
Get you closer.
put them in the playoffs.
Yeah, get you in that conversation, no doubt. Cleveland is an interesting team because, I mean, 2 seasons ago, I believe, is 2 or 3, Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year. And Cleveland was like in the conversation
Yeah, cool.
in the AFC. Now, a lot's changed since then, but did they get better or worse? That's part of the question. And I don't know. They're an interesting team. They're an interesting team. They got a good draft grade.
Yeah, the draft grade. You know, it's just it's a wild card of events.
4 to go in that diamond single too now, guys. Drop that in there.
And the diamond double.
And the diamond double. So there we are, 4 to go on a lot of stuff. Again, we got 20 minutes. 20 minutes to get these 3 breaks closed up. They're 4 to go a piece. That is to be in the chase wheel spin. And again, this is at least how I do it on my shows. Let's just say we fill up one of the doubles at like 129. As long as something else fills up before we're done ripping, that will be included in the chase wheel spin. So as long as we are still breaking through 130, everything that fills up will be included in the chase wheel spin. It's the first time we're caught up at 130 or later. So play if you would like. 4 to go. We're halfway home on 3 different breaks. They're all in the chat right now. 2 of them are the diamonds, the double and the single. 1 is the vault. And I would say you guys are targeting the right breaks, at least in my opinion, for what's left. Let's get her done. Why the Thunder Big 3 might be the one to start a dynasty. How about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I mean, dude was the MVP, his finals MVP, finals. Like, what else can you accomplish in a season as an individual?
First time in 25 years. So they did that.
That's
That's
nuts.
happened. I'm guessing Shaq was the last one then?
That's a good question. Cam Newton negativity going. You're not going to find that from me, brother. I love Cam Newton.
Never heard a comment like that before either.
Well, I'm guessing there's some hard feelings from Niners fans towards Cam Newton.
What did Cam Newton do to you?
It's the last player to win. What was
I'm
it?
guessing it's
MVP,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Finals MVP, and
And regular season MVP?
NBA championship.
Yeah. Well, and finals MVP.
I've got that on there already, I think. MVP, Finals MVP, and champion. One of the rarest feats in NBA history. Let's see if they say who had it before. He's one of only 2 guys to ever win an MVP, a Finals MVP, and a scoring title by the age of 26. The other one is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That makes sense.
Bob Pettit also would have been a part of it too, but the Finals MVP award didn't exist yet.
Bobby P.
Doesn't say on here. There's a lot on here, apparently, that he accomplished.
Winning, yeah. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of Oklahoma City Thunder joined this exclusive club, winning both awards after leading his team to victory. Other players to have accomplished this feat include Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson, Moses Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Willis Reed. Actually, you know what? Tim Duncan won it. It says in 2003, he won both MVP awards
And a championship?
Yeah.
Was that the last time?
Well, to win both MVP, generally speaking, you win the title when you win the Finals MVP.
Not always, though.
Who was the last person to do that?
I don't know.
Exactly. So generally it happens.
Are you talking about TJ McConnell? I mean, or are you talking about 80?
That's TJ
80
McConnell.
in the series or 80 in a game?
No, he scored 80 off the bench in the series, yeah. Also, LeBron, it says LeBron accomplished it twice too.
Jerry West.
So what was the third caveat in it?
Oh,
Because that was like 12 years ago.
3 spots to go on the vault double, guys. 3 spots to go.
Yeah, I guess it was in 12 years. I thought he said over 25 years. Maybe he said 12 years.
Could have been something else. I mean, whatever article I was reading, it was like there was like 5 or 6 different things he accomplished by doing that. He was like joining Pete Maravich for something and all sorts of different stuff.
Oh, and the scoring title. That's what it was. That was the third caveat. So
Did he win the scoring title this year?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So he won. So it had to be Shaquille O'Neal. That was what was it? 25 years ago. Because Tim Duncan didn't. I don't think Tim Duncan's ever led the league in scoring.
I guess it's one step even farther though, because this said he's the only player besides Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to win the MVP, the Finals MVP, the scoring title, and the championship before the age of 26.
Yeah, because Shaq did it when he was 27.
Dang it, Shaq. You old bum.
Shaq was the last time he did that. Was the last time to do those first 3. But then, yeah.
Speaking of 3.
And Kareem was 23 years old when he did that.
That's insane.
And you know he went to college all 4 years. So that's what makes it even more ridiculous.
He's insane. He's like one of the most forgotten guys when you're like, naming the best players of all time, like you got to include Kareem. I know he played a long time, but don't act like he wasn't effective, you know? Steve Young, Emmitt Smith, Josh Allen, guys. This insane Emmitt Smith helmet. I mean, you could argue the coolest of the bunch, and that is still out there. Plus the Josh Allen flex, Steve Young, $200 vault key, 2 $100 vault keys. What's up, Bob? Bob said, I always mention Kareem. I know you do. You're the first one I thought
Kareem's
of.
like number 3 in my opinion, but he's obviously, if you're talking total basketball career, he's the best player of all time as it sits right now.
Mel said
high school
scoring title MVP, and I'm guessing finals MVP he means for Shea. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And he's 26. Like, that dude's going to be maybe the best player in basketball.
Right.
Well, it's funny because even like a couple years ago when we were talking about the best players in the NBA, I mean, I don't know if Shea was probably on that list, but I think, we were talking about Luka and we were talking about Giannis and Nikola, and they are great. I mean, they are among the best, but Shea kind of feels like he emerged over the last couple of years to be in that conversation and maybe at the top of that conversation after what happened last night. UCLA, Milwaukee, the Showtime. Yeah, I know.
I mean, his high school, he was LeBron before LeBron in high school. And obviously the coverage back then was significantly different.
Oh, yeah. He's just
but he dominated a national champion in UCLA because they didn't let freshmen play. Like, he was on the practice squad and he was shredding
whoever was starting.
Yeah. Who won the national championship in college.
How did they not look at that and say, can we just we have to make an exception here, right?
We got to do something about that.
We have to. How are we not going to play this guy?
Yeah, Kareem was different. What was the... Yeah, he came in off the rip. Oh, he didn't lead the league in scoring. He was 3rd in MVP his rookie year. But then the next year when they won the title, he was 31.7 points a game. Yeah, he was just...
That's pretty good.
He was a freak. Wow, they didn't start counting turnovers until 77, 78. So nothing happened before then.
11 times he was on the all
Look
defensive
at his basketball reference page, and he's like a blend of when stats started and didn't start happening.
Oh, yeah. What, a 3-point percentage?
Yeah.
Dude never attempted a 3-pointer. Not once. At least when they kept track of it.
Yeah.
Not even in a blowout game, just to see.
Yeah, just to see the range.
Just to see. This is kind of funny. Yeah, they weren't keeping track of rebounds the first 4 years of his career. Steals or blocks, turnovers, 3-pointers.
Look at all the offensive rebounds he averaged.
Even games started. What happened here?
Yeah, they just stopped.
They did it, and then they were like, 2 years we're gonna keep track of it. And then they said that's a little huff. Let's not do that again. And then they did it again. Also, what happened to Kareem in 1977? I guess he got hurt. Like, that's the only time he didn't make an All-Star game.
Yeah, exactly. He only played 62 games, and he averaged 25 and 12.
He was
9. Wow.
Always.
He was also 4th in MVP.
I was about to say, even that year, he didn't get an All-Star appearance for some reason. This is a snub. I'm already going to tell you this is a snub. But yeah, he finished 4th in MVP voting. He was in the MVP conversation every single year of his career until the last 3 years. And even those 3 years, he was still an All-Star.
Yeah, he was averaging 17 and a half, and he was obviously a lot older, but that's wild.
They were like, sorry, Kareem, you only averaged 26 points and 13 rebounds in 1977-78.
That's the problem, though, right? His own standard is what killed him.
That's like LeBron. Yes. Whenever he didn't win an MVP in his prime, it's like, he wasn't quite as good as he was last year.
That's what's happening to Lamar Jackson right now.
That's true.
Your own standard gets in the way.
Lamar should have like at least 3 MVPs. Imagine Pistol Pete with a 3-point stripe. He'd be ridiculous. His point total would go way up too.
His PPGs are out of control.
I love Pete Maravich, man. God. Yeah, he's redonkulous.
I mean, he shot 75% in 1980 from 3.
Guys, we're getting dangerously close to this deadline. It's 121. Still got 4 to go in that diamond double. Still got 5 to go in that quad box break for the vault. 6 to go in the quad for the diamonds. 3 to go. That'd be the easiest ticket. 3 to go in that vault double. We're 3 to go on the jerseys. 3 to go on the diamond singles. So we got 3 breaks that are 3 or less to go. I mean, make sure you hop in. Get it done. 9 minutes. That's all we got. I know. 44 for his college. He was one of the best college basketball players of all time. Oh, man. Pistol Pete. You know what his middle name is?
No.
You'll never guess it. Because it's not really a name.
No. I just saw it.
Press.
Yeah.
Peter Press Maravich. The old PPM.
I love the basketball reference. Pistol Pete. There's just the best nicknames in the game.
Pistol Pete's a great nickname.
Mm-hmm.
His father's first name was Press.
Oh,
Interesting.
Press Maravich.
That's a cool name, actually. It's actually a pretty sweet name. Press Maravich. 2 to go on the jerseys, guys.
I didn't know they called Tyrese Halliburton the moment.
I feel like
Or
sometimes
Himmaburton.
that one's a stretch.
And apparently that's what they call him.
Himmaburton.
Himmaburton.
That's awful.
I prefer the other one more.
I think it's Hallie, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like,
I prefer the really inappropriate one.
what's the really inappropriate one?
I'm gonna message it to you because I don't want to say it on the air. Given the
It's
current-
that bad?
I don't know if it's that bad. You can check your Slack.
You know it's not open. Setting a good example for the youngins.
Yep.
All right, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, yeah. It's not a very timely one.
Yeah, it's not good.
We're going to close these up, guys. 2 to go in the jerseys, 3 to go in the diamond single, 3 to go in the vault double. It's 123, 7 minutes. You want to be a part of that chase, make sure those get done.
I still think Deion Waiters has the best basketball reference nickname page of all time. For the record.
Everything in the diamonds besides that Jamar Chase still out there, guys.
It says every NBA and WNBA player, and it just shows the whole entire Thunder roster. Just honors them today.
What was Deion Waiters? Downhill Deion. Google me.
Straight up.
Philly cheese and bubble cheese.
But what about Kobe Wade?
Kobe Wade is also funny.
All right, we do got a jersey break.
Waiters went to the Cuse.
He also took gummies on a plane.
Is he from Philly? Sold out on the jerseys. All right, guys, I'm going to drop in the diamond single. I'm also going to drop in the vault double. These are both 3 to go, guys. 37 people watching. If you want to be a part of that chase wheel spin, hop into those 2 breaks. 3 to go. That's all we need. 3 people in each one. Get yourself in that chase. First break of the day, though, we're going with, or the show, I should say, touchdown or touchback jerseys. We got Brian Nagy, James Hamlin, Marisa Domby, Larry Rush, and Antonio Montes with the close. Jersey number 4. Every photoed headliner still out there besides OJ. Uh-oh. Yeah. Is it Kion? Like the pepper?
Yeah, Kion or Keon.
Keon. Probably. Maybe. Keon Anthony. Cuse freshman this season. That's exciting. I like Illinois just going with the whole Eastern European vibe.
Lean into who you are. That's all. In college football, it's way more fun. Like, I love it when Wisconsin goes up against Alabama and we're like, we're going to run the football. No, you're not.
Well, I was reading about it a little bit because somebody for ESPN wrote an article about it, but it's like, because of NIL, it's really changed the European landscape because they were just going to play like G League Ignite or whatever else because they would get paid more to do that. And then they could still have their path into the NBA. But now they can go get their education too And they want that college basketball experience, and now they have an opportunity to do it. So that's why you're seeing so much more of them coming over here and playing college basketball, and especially for the University of Illinois. Wheel coming up from Marisa. Sounds good. One to 30. Marisa's here. Just give her the win. 12. That should work for the Joysies.
You said 12?
Yeah. The new go-to meal at Illini Hoops this year, borscht and vodka.
Borscht and vodka.
And cigarettes.
Santa.
Yeah, I'm excited for Paige's kid.
Yeah, I forgot he's going to be there.
11 and 12. Got both the Isavics.
Any switches out there?
Yeah, a lot of them.
He's at 12 again, sorry.
Yep. Antonio knows. We'll find out. Marisa's got the NFC North, looking for a little Packer potentially. Brian Nagy in the NFC South. Larry Rush, the NFC East. James Hamlin, the NFC West. Antonio's got the AFC North and the AFC South. Thank you, sir. And then Marisa's down there on the bottom. The AFC East and the AFC West. Box 12 coming up, guys. Good luck. Oh. There was no sticker on it. Oh. This guy was pretty good last year. Well, some things get spoken into existence. How about the running back for the New York Jets? We got Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen, number 0 coming out. Beckett certified on that. That is the AFC East. That is Marisa Dombey. Congratulations. Catching another dub. Doing it big. Braylon Allen was effective last year. I mean, he didn't get a ton of PT, but that's because he's a little farther down on that depth chart. Obviously, they have Breece Hall, but Braylon, get some numbers for you here in a second. Cool, I like him. Yeah, 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. He only started 2 games, but he was electric too on the returning side of things. Yeah, it's fun to watch Braylon Allen. They've got a couple of guys on that roster now at the running back position. But cool looking jersey. BA0. Congratulations. Jets have underrated memorabilia, in my opinion. A little underrated. So we'll write up Marisa here. Put Braylon back in the bag. Got to go for a while, but Braylon's number is what I would give is auto on the J.A. Joe Aguilar scare. See you later. See you, Bob. Take it easy. Agent 0. Braylon Allen.
Oh, nice. Wisconsin.
You probably hate that guy.
No, I like Braylon Allen. I think he's going to replace Breece Hall by the end of the year.
Really?
Yep.
I hope you're wrong because I have Breece Hall in a dynasty league.
Trade him.
I actually might have just traded him actually in a deal for
Braylon Allen.
Travian Henderson.
Oh, see, you already got it. They're gonna cut him. Not gonna cut him, but they're gonna move on from him sooner rather than later.
We are 2 to go on that diamond single. We're 3 to go on the vault double. These guys have worked hard on these. I'm going to give this a little bit of an extension, Steven. We'll go 145.
Wow, what a guy, Colin.
I'm a nice guy.
Oh my god.
That's a hard deadline, though. 15 minutes. We're 2 to go in the diamond single. We're 3 to go in the vault double. That should be no problem. If we can't get that done in 15 minutes, it's just not meant to be. But we'll start with the vault double. Again, 3 spots to go. Still have the Cowboy double up. That sounds like a country bar thing. Get ready for the Cowboy double up. Emmitt Smith and the Micah Parsons both still out there. Nico Collins also still available in that. And then if you look on the photo headliner section, Josh Allen, Speedflex, and the Emmitt Smith, the Steve Young. Emmitt Smith, Rip Flex, Steve Young Authentic, Josh Allen, Speedflex. We've also got the a couple of the vault keys still out there, $200 and two $100. I tried to get Cam Scattaboo. They wouldn't trade him to me. A different guy, but I was all over that, Bob. But I'll drop that in there. Boom. And then that diamond double. Sorry for the scrolling. All the way on the bottom here. I don't even really need to drop this in here. We got closer magic here. But boom, there you go. Everything but Jamar Chase on that speed flex still out there. So all authentics, all flexes in that diamond.
All right. Diamonds are close.
Never mind. Ignore that last one I dropped. I would focus in hard then on the double box break. However, you still could get the diamonds. We're 4 to go on the double. I'll drop that in there. I mean,
that could easily
that could
close
definitely
out.
go. Yeah. Somebody gets a couple spots there. All of a sudden it's 2 to go. That could definitely happen. So again, as long as we're still breaking, guys, we'll extend that deadline because we're not caught up. Not fair to
Because
the people
Colin's a
that are buying
nice
in.
guy.
You're pushing that a lot today. I appreciate
Just
that.
emphasizing it.
The hat's backwards now. Steven's in serious mode.
It's gonna change. I forgot. People don't like hat backwards guy.
They don't,
Apparently not.
according to who?
Several people.
I gotta change it on here too.
What?
This I don't know what happened here.
You know, you leave for a week and things just change.
You know what? That's actually the truth. All right, here we go. We got Brian Nagy, Antonio Montes, Marisa Dobbie, Tony Gonzalez,
Like, who
Terrence
touched that?
Manwheeler, and Jay Bowerson with the close.
I'm a catcher. I'm catching these orders, Bob.
Diamond number 3, only catchers. That's it.
For legal reasons.
I'm okay with the hat backwards. I used to wear my hat backwards a lot in high school. Now I feel like I look kind of weird, but that's just
He'll
me.
switch.
I'm more of a hat forward guy now.
What about this?
Never been that guy. Yeah,
This is just uncomfortable.
I don't.
It's
Never
just
understood
straight
that.
up uncomfortable.
4
Quattro.
from Antonio. We have 4. That should work.
3 to go. I think on the vault double. Is it the vault? Actually, it's 3 to go. Vault double.
Vault doubles close. See you, Bob. Diamond doubles close. Vault doubles close. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Antonio has the bookends, the NFC North and the AFC West. He's also got the NFC South, Jay Bowerson, NFC East, Terrence Manwheeler in the NFC West, Marisa Dobbie, the AFC North, Tony Gonzalez, the AFC South, Brian Nagy in the AFC East. So again, in the Diamonds, guys, that Josh Allen will be going to Brian here, one spot sniping. Derrick Henry could be Marisa. The other speed flexes, Terrell Davis would be going to Antonio. Jay Bowerson in line for the Lawrence Taylor. So we got a lot of different people here potentially in speed flex zone, but got a lot of photoed headliners still out there. A lot of big names still out there as a whole. So here we go. First diamond of the show. The only headliner gone so far, Jamar Chase. Does that change here? Guaranteed full-size authentic coming out, if not better. It is a full-size authentic. I don't have a tag. I know the team. I bet we can figure out the player. It's going to be Marisa sweeping it so far. I think this is that Terrell Suggs?
I think you're correct.
I don't have a thing.
It's in the box.
Oh, yeah, dude, it is in the box. Terrell Suggs. Like, that looks like Terrell Suggs auto. Terrell Suggs on that 2024 alternate Baltimore Raven. Very nice. AFC North, Marisa. Congratulations. Terrell Suggs. Talk about unsung heroes. I mean, we talk about Ed Reed. We talk about Ray Lewis. Those guys are like photo headliners generally in a series like this. Terrell Suggs was a huge part of that defense during that time, too.
He was a nice pairing, right?
Absolutely. And he had a couple of big years on his own, too. He kind of reminds me of like Lance Briggs, you know? Where like...
I think he's a more polished version of Lance
I agree.
Briggs.
I agree. But, you know, I meant more like you had a guy that kind of stole the attention. You were the Robin to the Batman for so long.
Yeah.
And then when he got the opportunity, I mean, he shined. I always get super nerdy and say he turned into Nightwing, which that was Robin after he left Batman.
He had a rebrand.
Had a rebrand. Very nice, Marisa.
like-
Congrats on T-Suggs. T-Sizzle.
Nightwing.
That was when he was... Well, he was still Robin, actually, when he was part of the Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, yeah.
But I think he turns into Nightwing while he's with Teen Titans, though. See, now we're getting out of my depth of when that actually happens. There's also like several Robins.
Right.
It's like one of them dies, I think. Like one of them becomes bad. I don't know. People that actually know Batman lore are just like, Colin, it's not even close.
Please.
Yeah, stop trying. Just stop trying. So now we're at 25 boxes left in the diamond. Still have 11 headliners. And all the big ones, in my opinion, still out there. So definitely got some good stuff in the diamond helmets, guys. It is 1:36, so we got 9 minutes on the old deal for being into the Chase wheel spin. And focus should be shifting here to the Vault Double. We're 2 spots to go in the Vault Double. Red zoning. Looking for somebody to punch it in. Emmitt Smith, Rip Speedflex, Black Visor, Steve Young, full-size authentic, Josh Allen, Speedflex with that blue visor, all still out there, not to mention Micah Parsons, Nico Collins, 3 Vault Keys. Odds are very good at Vault Keys or headliners in that one. Diamond Doubles 4 to go, Diamond Quad is 6 to go. We're 2 to go on the quad box break for the 1 and 4. 5 to go on the quad box break for the Vault. So, I mean, there are still a few breaks out there that have an outside chance of getting filled up as well. But definitely, at the very least, that Vault Double should be happening sooner rather than later. And it is 1 spot to go. So I imagine we're going to get 1 spot knocked off in the next 8 minutes. Otherwise, that'd be a tragedy.
Right.
Who wants that closer magic? Tis on the line.
T-Slime?
Did you say T-Slime?
T-Slime?
Is that a person?
No. T-Line is on. It's on the line. It's like Yoda. It's like a Yoda speak.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ah, should have caught that.
Yeah, my bad. How did I miss?
Great question.
34 people watching.
All right, I think we're 1 to go.
We are 1 to go. It's on the line. That's why. That's what started it all.
So just like, please stop talking.
Well, it's the double is sold out, but we are still looking for, pending that double, Steve Young full-size authentic, the Emmitt Smith Rip Speedflex, the Josh Allen Speedflex. So those 3 photoed headliners still out there. The Micah Parsons is still out there. The Nico Collins. So 2 listed headliners and then 3 Vault Keys, $200 and then 2 $100. So all told, it's basically 8 headliners and Vault Keys in the last 14 boxes, or a 4 and 7 chance. But we are sold out. But if you want to get into the vault, the quad is 5 to go. I'm going to drop in the ones that might have an outside chance, guys, of being filled up here in the next 6 minutes. And again, as long as we're still ripping, these can still happen. But that vault quad and the diamond double, 5 to go in the vault quad, 4 to go in the diamond double. Those are also pretty close to being filled up. And the diamond odds just got even better. So,
All right. There we go.
but the double box break for the vault sold out. Appreciate it, guys.
En route.
Everybody gets their name in times 2 per spot, by the way, in that one. So even better. I'm so looking forward to just stocking my fridge up with Celsius. 8 for $8, baby. Well, I've got some bad news for Antonio.
You're going to be disappointed with this one.
I see a Marisa Dombey spot in this one. Karen Regan is also in here. Sebastian Flores, what up, Seabass? Parker Taylor, Antonio Montes, Marisa Dombey, Demetrius Coleman, Jay Bowerson, Richard Carter.
Well,
Uh-oh. Vault double.
I'm in danger.
Number 5. This is going to get us down to the last 12 in the vault, guys. See what happens here. I know Antonio's looking to get into that NFC East, looking for that Cowboy double up. Could happen. Doesn't Cowboy double up sound like a... It sounds like a bar or like a dance.
Yeah. Or both at the both at the same time.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Can it be both?
The Cowboy double up. Sebastian calls 24. I know Antonio said earlier he wanted 22. Is he going to call it, though?
Will he get it off?
24 works. He can't call it because it's not in the series anymore.
Oh. 22 is not, right?
22 isn't. 24 is. 24 works. But it is a double, so we need one more. We got 10 through 14, 16 through 21, 25, and 27. So Sebastian, if you want to call another one, have at it. If anybody else wants to call one, we are open to that as well. Otherwise, we'll take it to the wheel. Antonio called wheel, so there you go.
The wheel.
I can put this together real quick on here.
You can whip up a wheel.
Yes. Especially since a lot of the numbers are right by each other.
That helps tremendously.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then we got 25 and 27. Sebastian called the wheel as well. So this works. Baloop. Here we go. 24 and 25.
24, 25?
24 and 25. Let's just clear out that middle section. We're going side by side, 24 and 25. We'll keep it right here on the randomizer screen. Go to the randomizer for 12 clicks. Good luck, fellas, lady fellas. 40 people watching. Again, guys, we still got 3 minutes. It's probably going to go past this break. If you want to get into this chase wheel spin, 5 to go now on that diamond quad, 4 to go in the diamond double. We're also 5 to go in the quad box break here now for the vault. So those are definitely the ones to attack if you want to be into this chase wheel spin. Back to this, though. 12 clicks.
It's 24 and 25.
You know what's funnier than 24?
25.
I like how you were just all over it. 25. That was one of our first TikTok videos. Jay Bowers in the NFC North, Richard Carter, the NFC South, Sebastian Flores looking for some box collar mojo in the NFC East on that Emmitt Smith, Demetrius Coleman in the NFC West, Antonio Montes in the AFC North. By the way, Demetrius looking for that Steve Young, Parker Taylor, the AFC South, Marisa Donby, AFC East, looking to one-spot snipe this Josh Allen, and then Karen Regan in the AFC West. Yeah, whatever it could be. 3 vault keys still out there, 2 speed flexes still out there, and a full-size authentic headliner. We are starting with 24, called out by Sebastian. What is in the Kobe box? A full-size authentic helmet in the Kobe box. We've got the first step of the double up here. How about the great defensive captain for the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons? Sebastian calling a shot with box 24, taking down Micah Parsons. Jared, the Diamonds have everything left minus the Jamar Chase speed flex. That is the only one that's gone, the Jamar Chase speed flex. There is a listed headliner gone. I think it's Dwight Freeney. Jim Kelly and Donovan McNabb are both there. And then the only photo headliner gone is the Jamar Chase speed flex. So that Chrome Flex, Josh Allen, the Chrome Flex Derrick Henry, the Terrell Davis two-tone hydro, Lawrence Taylor, all that good stuff. But Sebastian, not bad with just one spot, brother.
Parsons?
Micah. He said, let's go. Yes, sir. That was worth it. Be even better if he can double that up with the Emmitt Smith, right?
Oh, yeah, right? Nice pairing there.
Step 1 of that dream double up. Got one more box to go. Or the Cowboys side by side? That's the question. Put Micah over here. Oof. Punched my microphone. I apologize.
That microphone has no feelings.
I was more apologizing to them if that made a big sound.
Oh, they'll be okay. Maybe. I don't know.
Hard to say.
Sorry if that hurts your ears.
Uh-oh. I think this is a speed flex. Is it the double up? It is the other East. We have Josh Allen, blue visor. That thing is gorgeous on this standard speed flex.
Oh my gosh.
Signed by the reigning MVP in the NFL, JA17. That is the AFC East, Marisa Donby. On fire. 3 straight breaks. She's catching a W, and probably the biggest one. She's kind of amped up, right? Started with a little Braylon Allen in the jersey.
She's
that was
really
pretty good.
feeding into the Antonio Montez narrative.
Yeah, Really is. Got Terrell Suggs in the diamonds, and now a Josh Allen speed flex here in the vault. That is a beauty. Very nice. Hit of the show so far, Marisa. Congratulations. Killing it. One spot. Both those guys one spot. Deals. Steals and deals. Josh Allen, he's pretty good, right?
Very solid football player, no doubt.
JA17. To Marisa. All right. Antonio said, I can't be in breaks with her anymore. Good win. Hey, the good news for Antonio is that Emmitt Smith is still out there, right? And now we're down to the last 12 with that beautiful Emmitt Smith ripped speed flex. So if that's the one anybody was chasing, man, it is still out there, ready to be had. And the odds actually got even better for it. I mean, I know we saw 2 headliners there, but that bad boy is still alive. Meanwhile, looking at this, we didn't get any closer, so I'm going to honor my word here and go ahead and take what we got here for the Chase wheel spin. However, we are getting close on the Vault Quad, which at this point could reap a lot of rewards. And with 3 Vault keys still alive, not only if you get that NFC East, you might win the Emmitt Smith, you might also get a gift card or 2 back, right? And a couple of other full-size helmets, so you just never know. 4 to go, though, in that Diamond Double. 5 to go in that Diamond Quad. I feel like both of those will probably be hot breaks for us for 3 p.m., but it could be now. It's just not going to be a part of this Chase wheel spin. So here is everybody that played in that time period. Appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and throw you in the wheel. Or the randomizer, rather. 12 clicks, top spot, getting themselves a Chase wheel spin. Good luck. It's the Jersey people, the Diamond Single, and the Vault Double. '12th and final. Wow. How about Sebastian Flores?
Wow.
So Sebastian takes the Micah Parsons, and he's going to take a Chase wheel spin. So not bad, Sebastian. Way to take advantage there, my man. He had 2 spots on the wheel for his 1 spot in the vault. So now he's going to get an even bigger deal on this Micah Parsons. So Sebastian, I don't know if you know how this works. I think you do. But I just need a number 1 to 100. Whatever you want to start the wheel on, we'll give it a spin. Whatever it lands on, you'll get a gift card in that amount. Steven will send it right over. And for everybody else, I'm going to drop in these close breaks. Again, it's 5 in this Diamond Quad. Boom. 4 in the Diamond Double. And then 5 in the Vault Quad. Sebastian is feeling the Larry Bird number of 33. 33. Good luck, man. Here we go. Well, maybe not the best, but not the worst. Going $29. 29 bucks. Back to Sebastian.
Get a jersey break and then have $1 left over to make something else happen.
You never know. That's a good point, though. That is a free jersey spot and an extra buck off of something. But 150, guys. Do we want to make a push here on either of the diamond breaks, the vault, anything like that? Give you guys a few more minutes. Otherwise, probably save that, and I imagine we'll wrap all that up at 3 p.m. and start seeing some of the stuff come out. It feels like the vault and the diamonds both are kind of right there, ready for a run. Especially that vault series being down to the last 12 with arguably the best one in there. Sweet, definitely going into my next break for sure, man. And I mean, that could be, you know, it's not a huge discount, but even this Vault Quad, $372, get that price lower than $350 for you all of a sudden to win this Emmitt Smith. Who's your fandom, Sebastian? I don't know if I know.
Winning.
Yeah.
Just winning
I don't have a
breaks.
team, just anything. But, you know, this helmet in the last few boxes, man, that's a killer lid right there. 3 vault keys up to $200 back in your pocket, too. We'll give you guys just a few more minutes. But we are live every single day, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. Central Time. So any breaks that don't fill during the show, they just carry over to 3. It'll be Steven and I doing it again at 3 p.m. So we will be here ready to go to rip as long as we can. I mean, last week we were right up to the buzzer.
Yep.
I mean, we went till,
I think we went to literally 6 something.
yeah, I think we went past 6 o'clock. So we ripped into the late show. So we can do that again for sure. There's definitely some firepower to do it. Even we're focusing in on the diamonds and vault, which I think are the 2 we should be focusing in on, but that black and blue half and half, I mean, that's only 10 boxes to go with 2 chrome flexes left.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, and maybe even more speed flexes left in that secondary headliner and more section, so that's one that can easily pop off as well. The practice squad still got some authentic helmets, so there's a lot of breaks to go after right now. This is pretty loaded up territory. But I like where we're going. I think, hopefully, that diamond quad, diamond double, and vault quad all getting done during that 3 p.m. show.
We're driving.
We're driving. But yeah, give you just a couple more minutes here, guys. And then call it a show. What you got for lunch?
Beef and potatoes.
Nice. Staple. Classic. I got a buffalo chicken salad.
Jealous. More excited for Wednesday, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat all day.
Man, yeah. We'll
not-
probably go ham. Probably go ham. I'm probably going to, do my stuff in the morning and then fish, maybe, and then come meet up with you.
Some fishing.
I haven't done fishing in a minute. Now, that depends on the weather, because I think it's supposed to be a little rainy next couple
Isn't
days.
that the perfect weather for fishing?
Sometimes. Depends.
At least in Animal Crossing it was.
Depends on what you're using as bait and what you're fishing for. If it's sunny, you want something that's got a little flare to it. You want the sun to, you want something that spins.
Yeah.
So it's got that bright reflection. And the fish are like, ooh, what's that?
Oh, shiny.
Shiny, nice. Dude, I was sick. There's a nice spot right over here, actually. It's not that far, which is pretty awesome. But I was sick. I was fishing with a spinnerbait and reeling it in and I kept catching weeds and I was getting annoyed. And I did the last one I was gonna do on that bait a little bit faster.
Right.
And as I'm bringing it in, there's a fish this big chasing it. And I denied it any bites because I had brought it all the way up and then he got spooked and left. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
And I kept using that, trying to find him again, and never found him.
The tease of a lifetime.
Yeah, that was tough. I didn't catch anything, and there were people all around me catching stuff. I'm like, come on. I caught a tree. I actually lost bait. I lost a lure.
Me and Shaq did that when we were up north a couple years ago. We went fishing, and he's just reeling. We're like, we got something big, and then it was just a log.
You can usually tell when it's, if it's fighting back, which sometimes it feels like it's fighting back.
Yeah.
And it's you don't have anything.
Yeah, this tree's.
I caught a literal tree, though. I mean, not in the water. Because I was trying to fish down the side of, the pier. Mm-hmm. And I whipped a little bit too far, and it caught the top end of a tree branch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
So, yeah, Daniel Newsom, you did grab a spot. Yes.
What's he in?
He's in the, I think he's in the Diamond Quad.
Oh, good one. Mm-hmm. So, a couple of things for you, Daniel. First and foremost, it's 1:55. Generally speaking, this is about the time we end this show, but we'll be back in just over an hour, and you won't lose your spot. You'll be exactly where you need to be. You also don't have to be here to win. We also have replays of all of our shows on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, so even if you're not here, you can still see that break go down. But basically, you've kind of done everything you need to do. All you're doing is waiting for that 5 to get to 0. And once that gets to 0, then it's a random divisional break. 4 boxes coming out, 4 chances to win. I think this break will go down during our show at 3 p.m. So stick around, man. We'll be back, like I said, in just over an hour. And I think that break is going to happen. So you'll get a notification, too, if you I think you can subscribe on Facebook too to see that we become live. But one way or another, we'll be right back in like literally an hour, 3 p.m. to hopefully rip that break and a lot more breaks. But yeah, you kind of did everything you need to do at this point. Live show starts again at 3. Pick up right where we left off. All right. But with that being said, that'll go to my concluding spiel here. Final thoughts from you, first and foremost.
Solid show, but again, there's more to be had. There's more sick lids to be had.
Well,
This is the time to get them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just barely scratched the surface. And
Yeah,
look what came
exactly.
out. Micah Parsons, Josh Allen. I think once we close up those quads, that diamond double, we're going to see some real sick stuff coming out and maybe some chrome flexes and all sorts of other amazing stuff. Daniel, let me know your team too before we head out because I'm curious what it is. We can talk about it more at 3 p.m. But guys, every single day, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time, any spots you had that didn't fill during this show, they just carry over to that show at 3 p.m. It'll be me and Steven doing it all over again. So thank you guys so much. We'll be back on in just over an hour.